friends, welcome. Not completely dry, but I still want to show it to you. And this is what we're doing today. So I made one of these Christmas trees with like all the different like textures on it. So I've been seeing these in like Home Goods, and the big ones are like 60 bucks. The ones this size are like 40. And now I found at Hobby Lobby, you know, some cheaper ones, but they're smaller and they're also pretty flimsy. So I wanted something with some substance to it. So I put this one together. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I'll show you guys some close-ups of it, and then I'll show you how I put it together. But I really, really love it. And I did put epoxy on it. You know, you certainly don't have to. You could finish it with like Mod Podge, but I didn't want it to be smooth, but I wanted to not worry about, I wanted to not worry about whether or not it was going to like come off or anything. So this just really turned out super cute, and I love it. And you know, you can, whatever theme you're going for. Now listen, the blue wasn't in my plan. I was gonna do like some red in there because my Christmas setup is red. And you know, I hadn't put a Christmas tree up the last 2 years because of all the Scotch shenanigans. Put a Christmas tree up this year, and I decorated this year. Not as much as usual, but it's a good start. And so I made this guy, and I love it. But then when I put the blue and silver glitter on, I loved it so much I couldn't add any red to it. So it's going to be out of place, it's not going to match, and I don't care. But I was thinking you could do like beach theme, you could do like whatever to match anything that you wanted, and I think this turned out so cute. So I'll show you some close-ups of it, and then we'll make it. And there is our Christmas tree. And let's see if we can do some close-ups of it. See, I put different textures in there. And it totally doesn't match, but I don't care. I love it. All right, let's make it. All right, so we're gonna start out with this cone. This is from Hobby Lobby. The tip's a little like squishy. They all had squishy tips, which was fine. Now this was $6.99, but 50% off on sale, so $3.50, not bad. And you know, they had different, more flimsy cones. You could get the cones that are made of, you know, like the stuff you put flowers in. Lots of different ones, but I liked this. I felt like it was hardy enough, but not too heavy, not bulky. I liked the base on it, so I thought that this was good. So I'm gonna spray paint this, and after it dries, we'll come back and do all the things. So I'm just gonna use this white spray paint. I'm not gonna show you when I paint it because that's too much. And then I've got some different silver glitters that I'm gonna use. So I was going to use like some glass shards that I had gotten from Michael's a long time ago, used on other projects, but I couldn't find them, which is weird. I know I had a big container of them, but I can't find them. However, while I was looking for them, I just realized how much stuff I have. I've really got to get crafting, and I'm going to. So I've also got like some foil. I've got some different beads. So really my goal with this, I've got these guys. I did take out a little red. This is Dollar Tree red. My goal with this is to use things that I already have to make this. And except of course this, because I didn't have it. I got some pearls. I do have some smaller pearls I'll grab if I decide I need them. I think I'm going to use the tacket, and then I will be putting epoxy over this, but I'm also going to grip it with this E6000 ahead of time. And then I also, you know, wanted to use a couple layers of that for anybody who's not going to do epoxy, so we can see how it looks, okay? All right, so I'm going to paint it, and then we'll come back. All right, so we're all painted. It's a little bit tacky, which I'm okay with because it actually will just help things to stick. But also I wanted to show you guys, this is the glitter cup that I did on the Dollar Tree spinner. Like, it spins slow, but look how nice and even and glassy. I've put nothing on it since then. Look at that. I still have to do like a Grinch face and then I'll, you know, put it back on. But I'm actually like just really impressed. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, I did a video on it. Dollar Tree has a $5 spinner. Okay, so painted, I'm just going to put some glue on, and I do have some just paper to catch the different glitter. And I'm going to use the paper to just put some glue on. All right, so you guys, I also want to tell you, I'm so excited. I'm actually going to be starting a new job. So for those of you guys that know, like, I've been a nursing director for a really long time, but even as a director, like, I always worked on the floor with my team. I picked up weekends during the nursing, you know, shortage to help alleviate, you know, and I've always worked on the floor, like, no big deal. So I went back, I stopped being a director and went back to the floor because I'm in school to be a psychiatric nurse practitioner, which is what I'd rather do. Like, I just didn't want to do the corporate thing like that. Just, I got into all of that on accident, and it just truly wasn't my gig. I wanted to do things that help people. I think it's why I always still worked on the floor. So anyways, I went back to 12-hour shifts because I needed a better schedule. And anyways, I stayed at the hospital that I've been at for, you know, the last 14 years, just because it seemed like what I should do. But the thing is, it's seriously like an hour and a half each way for me. So 3 hours a day of driving, which was not a big deal when I was working as a director because A, I mean, the money was worth the drive. B, my hours were different, and also, like, my daughter and my grandkids live up that way. So I would just, every day, I would just stop and see them after work. So, you know what I mean? Like, no big deal. But now that I'm doing 12-hour shifts, like, I can't just stop and see them. And my days have gotten to where they're like 16 to 17 hour days. I leave my house at 5:15 at the latest. I get home at 9:30 at the earliest. So, super long days. So anyways, I made a decision, and I have a hospital. It's actually the hospital I was born at, and it is like 3 minutes from my house. And I just didn't consider it before because, you know, when I started my other job, I didn't live in this house that was so close to it. And then, you know, also then, you know, I was a director. And when I first went to 12-hour shifts, I didn't consider it just because, you know, it made sense at the time that I would stay where I already worked. But it doesn't make sense anymore. So I'm going to the emergency department at the hospital by my house, and I'm going to save almost 3 hours a day. And I work 4 shifts a week because, well, I am going from director pay, and B, you guys know I've been through a whole lot of crap the past 2 years, and I'm now divorced, and I am now, you know, on a single salary with the same bills that I had as a dual salary, and my salary being much different. So 4-hour shifts do me well. So I'm going to save 12 hours a week in driving, which is a full shift, not to mention gas, tolls, wear and tear on my car. So I'm super excited. So I'm doing my last few shifts at the old place, and I feel so good because I feel like, you know, the new year is coming around, and like all of this crap of the past couple years is just making its way gone. You know, we all go through tough times and crapola, and you know, and we make our way out, and then life is good again. And I feel like life is good again. Like I'm happy. So it's good. So what do you guys think about this color? It's like a blue and silver. I think this is going to be really, really pretty. I probably should have put 2 pieces of paper down or something bigger, but it is what it is. All right, I'm going to stop talking now so that we could just do this in fast mode. All right, so this color is so pretty. I need to, you know, add more glue and more glitter. That I think that I might not use any red in this. Even though my whole Christmas setup is based on reds, this has got like a blue hue to it, and I just think it's really pretty. And then I think from here, I'm gonna try using the E6000 instead of my tacky glue, so that I'm not messing up my glitter. Well, my E6000 is very clogged. All right, we've got spray Mod Podge, and we're gonna use that, but I think I'm gonna try just adding some of my tacky glue to these empty spots. Oh yeah, that's good. But the one thing I'll say, the different textures of glue are giving the whole thing different textures, which I really like. Should I just be spraying Mod Podge willy-nilly? Probably not, but I am. All right, this is already so pretty. I'm going to add, let's see, maybe a little bit of this glitter, maybe some of this. This is really pretty. Got these little balls, I've got these, I've got this. All right, I'm just gonna start adding stuff and we'll see. If I mess it up, I mess it up. But I don't think I'm gonna do the red. And listen, don't worry, all this extra glitter up in here, it'll all go together and go into my oopsie glitter, so I won't really be wasting it. I know it looks like it, but I'll clean it all up, anything that doesn't have glue in it, and it'll go on my oopsie glitter. I'm gonna do, let this dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to put a couple layers of this Mod Podge on it. And then let it dry completely, and then I'll show it to you once it's dry completely. And then we'll put epoxy on it, and I think I will probably still do some of the silver tinsel and pearls, but I'll do that in the epoxy. All right, so I have some epoxy. I don't want to put too much on it. I want to put enough, but I don't want to put too much. And as you can see, I added some pearls. So I let this dry completely, and then I went in and I used some super glue for the pearls. And then also I was thinking I could have very easily also done some UV resin to tack it on. UV resin is great when you just need to tack things on. So I have some epoxy, and I want to get this pretty good. I don't want to make it too, you know, too runny either. I have 20 cc's made up. Oh, that's not true. It's 30 cc's or milliliters. I know I always say cc's and it confuses some people, but it's the same thing. So my goal with the epoxy is not to necessarily like make it smooth, is just to have a good base that everything is on there and doesn't come off. Now, I know I had originally said that I was going to put some of the foil in the epoxy and add it on, but I've sort of changed my mind with that just because I really like how it looks. I may have to make more. I just didn't want to overdo it, but and you can see the stuff is on really pretty good with the Mod Podge spray, and I only sprayed it one coat afterwards. So if you didn't want to do epoxy, you know, you could definitely do the Mod Podge spray and just do like a couple more coats and everything would stay on really good. I did a glitter tumbler that way once just to show people, and that thing, I still use it. And that's been a couple years. My dog running out. I have to make sure what she's running out with in her mouth. It's a toy, but she's so funny because she'll run out with all kinds of stuff she's not supposed to have. I don't know, maybe this will be enough. I just want to make sure, like, I want everything to stay really well. Now these little white balls that I like so much, I think I'm going to put a few more on it. Now that I have epoxy on it. And then this is the table glitter. This is the glitter I picked up off the table. As I'm putting epoxy on everything. I have epoxied tops together before. All right, so we're gonna let this sit and settle and see how it comes out. If we need more, we'll add more, but I don't think we're actually gonna have to. Like I said, I don't want it to be smooth. I just want it to all stay on.